Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make an ice dyed X. I'm going to start by centering the shirt, and this process is going to go really fast. But down below this video in the description for the video is a link to another video which shows how to center a shirt. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to get both sides of the front of the shirt right up next to each other. So when you look at the front of the shirt, if I were to divide the shirt into half, so in other words, if I were to draw a line down through the middle of the shirt, what I'm trying to do is get the right side of the front of the shirt and the left side of the front of the shirt right up next to each other so that there isn't any other fabric separating those two sides. If I just fold the shirt in half, I'm going to have the fabric from the back of the shirt, the back side of the shirt, separating the left and right side of the front of the shirt. When I center the shirt and I get both sides of the front of the shirt right up next to each other, it's going to cause both sides of the back of the shirt to be right up next to each other too. That way, whenever I apply the dye or I do any kind of process to the shirt, since both sides of the front of the shirt aren't separated by another layer of fabric, they're going to look more similar or symmetrical, and the same thing goes for the back of the shirt. Okay, so now that the shirt is centered, I'm going to decide where I'd like for the center of my X to be. I'm going to grab the hem of the shirt and I'm going to fold it up to where the neck or the very top of the shirt is, just to see kind of where the middle of the shirt is. I'm going to place a mark right there. Now, you can do your X however you want. You can make it in the very center of the shirt. You can make it up higher, lower. That is totally up to you. Normally, when I do an X shirt, I go ahead and I fold it over and I draw one line on the shirt and I fan fold that one line. But I'm going to do this X shirt a little bit different today. I'm going to draw a diagonal line from the shoulder of the shirt down to that point where I'd like the center of my X to be. And then I'm going to draw another diagonal line from that center point down to the outside part of the hem. So essentially I'm drawing half of an X on the shirt. So like I said, normally to do an X shirt, I would fold the hem of the shirt up to the neck of the shirt and then draw one diagonal line on the shirt. And that works great. That's the way I've done it for years. But that's quite a few different layers of fabric. And so I really have to watch and make sure I get good color saturation to have the shirt look more uniform all the way through. So I decided to try it this way and see whether or not it would be a little bit easier to get the shirt well saturated. I'm only going through 4 layers of fabric with this design done this way instead of 8 layers if I go ahead and fold the shirt in half. I'm going to fan fold this line and I'm starting with the hem fan folding up to the center point. When I got up to the center point, my fan folds didn't end properly, meaning either that center point wasn't at the top of my fan folds or at the very bottom of my fan folds. So I just unfolded the shirt and I did it again. Then when I got to the center point, I went ahead and made a turn and continued my fan folds up to the shoulder of the shirt. Now that I have my fan folds done, I'm going to hold them in place with some kite string. I'm choosing to use kite string for this design because I do not want any white lines that I would get from sinew. I want this to be a little bit more of an abstract X, so I want the design to be there, but I want it to be subtle. I don't necessarily want to set the X apart with any white lines. So I tied that initial line with some kite string, and then I'm adjusting the fan folds on either side of this line and tying them with kite string as well. Before I begin applying the dye, I need to make myself some sort of an ice barrier to keep the ice on top of the shirt. And I'm using my silicone cake molds for this. I have a link down below in the description for where I purchased the silicone cake molds. I'm attaching them together and then wrapping them around the shirt, which I've placed on top of a metal rack. To keep the silicone cake molds close to the shirt, I am using some wooden clothespins, which I'm attaching to the rack as well. By the way, this shirt is almost totally dry. It doesn't have to be dry. I just happened to be tying some other shirts the same day I tied this one. I placed it aside, and by the time I came back to it to apply the dye, it was almost totally dry. Since it is almost dry, I'm going to squirt a little bit of soda ash solution, which I placed inside of a squirt bottle, on top of the shirt. That will help the dye to stick better. So the first dye that I'm using is Plum Wine from Dye Spin, and I'm going to place that on the line that I initially fan folded. So that will make up the initial X on the shirt. Then the next color I'm going to use is Black from Dharma Trading Company, and this black was one of the special order blacks from Dharma Trading Company. I know you probably can't get it anymore, so out on Facebook there's a group called Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace. And there are several people who sell these special order colors out on that marketplace. You can buy them in smaller quantities like 2 ounce, 4 ounce, 6 ounce, etc. I've put a link down below in the description for this video to the Tie-Dye Supplies Marketplace page. And I put kind of a strange shape of that black. I just thought I'd try something different right there instead of just putting a stripe like I normally do. I did more of a diamond shape with that. Then after that, I'm using Almondine from Happy Cat Tie-Dye. Then in the final sections, I'm adding Dark Cherry from Dye Spin. Over the top of the dye, I'm going to add an additional sprinkle of dry soda ash, and then I'm going to add on a layer of ice. After adding the ice, I placed the shirt aside and allowed the ice to melt. I came back after the first layer of ice melted and added a very thin second layer of ice, just to dissolve any of the little bits of undissolved dye that were left on top. Then, after the second layer of ice melted, I left the shirt for about 24 to 48 hours before I began rinsing it. As you can see, the dye went through really well to the back side. So I started rinsing the shirt in cold water to rinse out the soda ash. Then I untied the shirt and warmed the water up to hot and continued rinsing in hot water to try to rinse out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. Normally, instead of rinsing for a long time in hot water, I just go ahead and run some really hot water in my utility sink, add a little splash of Blue Dawn dish detergent to the water, and allow the shirt to soak. When the water cools off, I change it out and I continue that soaking process until my water is almost clear. Then I put the shirt into my washing machine and washed it in hot water along with a little bit of Dharma's Professional Textile Detergent. Okay, so the shirt has been washed and dried, and this is what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? I think this one turned out really pretty. I love all the colors together, and I think the color splits are gorgeous. In the very middle part, the X portion, is the plum wine, and that's a new color to me. I've used that on a couple of shirts now, but it really gets highlighted on this shirt because it's that main center X. The black actually color splits some kind of olive green color, and that looks really pretty. I mean, paired with the purple, it's a little bit unexpected, and that's what I think makes it very interesting on this shirt. Then, of course, you can follow the other colors out. The color right outside of that darker color is almondine, which is kind of the magenta-ish color, and then the bright purplish magenta color is the dark cherry. I also got really good color saturation. If you remember, that was kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to try doing the X design this way instead of the way I've been doing it for years. I wanted to see whether or not I would get more uniform color throughout the shirt, where maybe one side, either the front side or the back side or one quadrant of the shirt, didn't look darker than the rest. And I think this really succeeded. The front of the shirt looks pretty much the same, and so does the back. And then the front and the back look pretty similar to each other. So the color uniformity is pretty good with doing this design this way. So overall, I really like this shirt. I like the color combination, I like the design, and I like doing the design this way. But what do you guys think? Please drop me some comments down below and let me know. And if you enjoyed the video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you'll hit the bell, you'll receive a notification whenever I upload a new video. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.